welcome into the Recap Rush Hour for Monday, October 28th. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. Question of the day, brought to you by Ankin Law, is coming up in just a moment. I think you're going to want to engage. First, Bears quarterback Tyreek Stevenson tweeted out how sorry he is for taunting Washington Commanders fans just seconds before the fateful Hail Mary in the Bears' 18-15 loss Sunday evening in Washington to the Commanders. Let's look back on a few things leading into that Hail Mary that won Washington the game, and one that the Bears may regret because they have now lost the tiebreaker with the Commanders in a potential playoff scenario later in the season. The Bears had three unused timeouts leading up to the Hail Mary. Matt Eberflus said, "We didn't need to use a timeout. We had everything the way we wanted it." I beg to differ, Coach. You had one of your players in the corner taunting fans for, according to an ESPN clock, 4.1 seconds while that play was underway. He went running in only to tip the ball up in the air, and it was caught for the game-winning touchdown. Bears head coach Matt Eberflus also said again today, doubled down, that the second to last play did not matter where Terry McLaurin was left unguarded, and as a result, the Commanders gained 13 yards, and as Tony Romo correctly pointed out on the CBS broadcast, that would get them in range of a Hail Mary. Had they not picked up the 13 yards, they would never have been able to throw the ball far enough to have the play end in a successful touchdown. A couple of other notes. According to Eberflus, TJ Edwards, who looked like he was in a spy coverage in the middle of the field, was responsible for running back Austin Eckler, who did not leave the backfield but stayed in on pass protection for Jaden Daniels. Stevenson, who was responsible for boxing out Noah Brown on the Hail Mary, while Kevin Byard, according to Eberflus, was going to be the one to knock the ball down. When Stevenson was late arriving on the scene, Byard slid into the pack to try and make a play on the ball, and you know how the rest of that went. Also, Eberflus said Montez Sweat, who was deemed questionable returning with a shin injury, had already been ruled out by the Bears at that point in the game, and that's why he was not on the field on the fateful play. Eberflus also said Tyreek Stevenson addressed the team in a meeting this morning. He didn't want to share everything he said, but the gist of the message was, quote, "I let the moment get too big, and it's something that can't ever happen again and won't ever let it happen again." Don't forget, Tuesday night, our second remote of Felco football recap live at Hooters in Downers Grove. Former Bears Alex Brown and Tommy Waddle will join me as we break down the Commanders game and look ahead to the Cardinals game. Call that Hooters location in Downers Grove on Butterfield. Get yourself a reservation now. Grab a picture, an autograph, and some great food. The Giants tonight on Monday Night Football say they will not have a quick hook for Daniel Jones in the Monday night matchup against the Steelers in the Steel City. The Chiefs acquired pass rusher Joshua Uche in a trade with the Patriots for a 2026 sixth-round pick. And Denver Broncos coach Sean Payton defended his team's efforts and said, "My own play calling was not a problem. We were not trying to run up the score in a 28-14 win over the Panthers." My, how soft are people? You lose by 14 and you think the score was run up? What a ridiculous joke. Tonight on CHSN, doubleheader of Chicago sports action. 6:30, Bulls Countdown Live leading into Bulls and Grizzlies in Memphis. That game tips at 7. Blackhawks in Denver to take on the Colorado Avalanche. Blackhawks Countdown Live with my guy, Pat Boyle. Starts the action, puck hits the ice at 8, but that pregame at 7:30. And finally, our Ankin Law question of the day, 312-6million for the great Howard Ankin. Give me your takeaways. You've had 24 hours to sleep on it. Give me your takeaways from that horrific collapse and loss to the Commanders in Washington. Best response right here on the channel. You will win a gift card to Lou Malnati's. Try the Malnati's meal deals. Go to loumalnati's.com for a location near you. Bulls recap tonight. Felco football recap live at Hooters in Downers Grove tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you greatly. Take that.